Heutzutage, ich bin with Johnny. Willkommen zurück für eine Park Spotlight.
Angrier.
Willkommen zurück für eine Park Spotlight.
Today we're gonna be looking at Vulsana, created by that ginger one. And here they say, Volsana, the land of the Vikings, an immersive experience through the Viking village of Volsana featuring the land's main attraction, Favonar, a dragon held captive by the village, and you take flight upon the creature as it rages destruction upon the village. Also within the village of Volsana is the hunter's dog Garm, a journey for young ones through the hills of the woods of the village, and not forgetting the other 3 remaining attractions such as Vilnor, the dragon Dodgems, Hugin, the Odin's bird, and the second of Odin's birds, Munin, the rising raptor. Cool. Well, that was quite the introduction. Stay tuned and let's get into it. How do I say welcome back, everyone?
Willkommen zurück.
Welcome to Vilken! Welcome back, everyone!
Yep.
We're learning things today. Welcome to Volsana. We've lost our minds. We're halfway through 1,000 recordings.
We're screaming German at each other and we both don't know it, so...
I don't even know what she's saying. So hopefully I don't get taken down from YouTube, and I trust what she said wasn't just mad curse words at this whole process and everything going on. But this looks wonderful. So let's put our attention back on the park.
Yep.
So Viking theme. I think this is the first Viking park of the entire contest. Hugin. Oh, the flying bird. I feel like this should be a big bonfire.
A bonfire?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Just,
I mean...
Vikings have bonfires. They like to cook birds.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like a
I don't know.
fitting place for it.
Seen this, I've never seen this.
It'd be like the birds are
ever.
dancing around a bonfire.
Yeah, or, you know, like...
Roasting.
It could be like a carcass in the middle, and then it's like vultures around it. That's a waterfall. Or something.
I have some feedback. I'll save it till the end. Let's just try to appreciate some of these things. The Viking burgers, Viking coffee. I would probably try to come up with something more creative. Like, you have all these names for everything.
Viking burger.
Viking burger. Yeah. Why not call it, like, what's a Viking word for lamb or something? I don't know.
That's something that Wick should know, because he's actually, you know, from the Viking land.
There you go.
And here I did an introduction in German.
And I'm pretty sure they don't call them Viking burgers. Oh, what the heck?
Nice.
Oh.
Nice Viking bumper cars.
It's kind of fun because, like, the swords on the walls and stuff.
What's
it's like they're coming in here to train, and they're
that makes sense.
Bumping into each other. So I think that's actually pretty creative. Works quite nicely. It's all integrated, quite cool. Maybe like a Coliseum or something would have. Oh no, because it has the roof. Yeah. I think what you did here works fine. It's a lot of individual pieces. Did you have to do it that way, I wonder? That's a lot of work. It's quite crazy.
Yeah.
Bum 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 bum. Who's pumped up for Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
Oh, I definitely am.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that game.
I went and played Fortnite last night to give myself a break from everything for half an hour on Save the World, and they had a Viking skin for sale. I bought it immediately. She's got a wolf head on her head.
Oh, badass.
Yeah, so I'm running around as a Viking, killing things, killing zombies.
What's this?
Wow, that looks cool no matter what it is.
Oh, I think it needs... It's like
a V
knots. Yeah, I think the left side... It does sort of look like a bird.
Ooh, like a vulture.
Or not.
Or...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like a bird going down. It's like attacking or something.
Wait.
I like that path and oh.
It's the biggest handrails I've ever seen. It says trees.
The full tree.
Okay. Where are we going?
Ooh.
Strobing walls. Whoa.
If you make walls like that with planks, you should rotate some of them. That breaks the repetition a little bit.
Or just poke them by 1 pixel, and then when you duplicate 2 at a time and bring them up, they won't flicker, because the one in between is
exactly.
Okay, so green across the board. It says it's a Looney Tunes, but it's been swapped out for an invincible Giga train. That is quite interesting. Whoa! Let's do this. Ascend to Valhalla!
Whoa.
I think we all know what he's trying to recreate there. Okay, that was fun. Some parts felt a little, like, unfinished. It seemed like you're being really ambitious with your part count and sort of gave up on it halfway. And I don't blame you either. A lot of your build pieces are all custom. And I'm definitely impressed by that. But just because you hand place everything doesn't necessarily make it good either, right? And I think the effort is there, but the repetitive nature, like even these lamps, like you don't need. I think if you
on everyone, yeah,
delete every 3 or something, and immediately, I think it'll feel a little bit better. Maybe every once in a while you swap out one of these wooden ones for a taller one or some bird statue or a shield or something, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Break it up a little bit. So yeah, I mean, if you're going for custom stuff, you do have to kind of, it's going to be hard enough as is, but you also have to make sure it doesn't get repetitive either. But I think as a builder, trying to go for that custom stuff and then learning where you can improve that and what is too repetitive, and you start to notice these things. The same with the benches. You could remove every other bench. Yeah, just tone down things like this building here. I don't think you need this, but to avoid some of that flickering and clipping, as
but also
mentions,
rotation.
you can rotate it so you get a different side of the paint, and then duplicate them in groups of 2, so that when they start to break up a little bit, and once you have them all duplicated like that, you know, and you can rotate another one, you can just go in there and delete a bunch of them randomly. So just kind of get like a form of them going, like 4, and then bring them up, and then stagger, and then just delete a bunch randomly, and then just drag one down. You get a lot of random noise in there that way. Viking gifts, Viking gifts, Viking gifts, Viking water, Viking dogs. This is funny. Me and Zell went to one that did the same thing. It said sci-fi. They even had, it was sci-fi water, sci-fi hot dogs, sci-fi everything, and then it even had sci-fi entrance.
That's actually funny. Favonar.
They tried to come up with an original name for that. I guess so.
Yeah, if you go with a theme like this, you could even just Google like Norwegian names or something for water or something. So it breaks it up a bit.
Yep.
Or Danish or.
Absolutely. Whoa.
Epilepsy warning as well in there.
Yeah,
No.
those rocks are dancing, having a good time over there.
All right.
Quite crampy.
What's this?
It is Favonar, a flying coaster.
Oh, cool.
I don't think I've been on a flying coaster in this contest yet. See, I feel like the flying coasters, we should actually look down a little bit. I don't like this thing in our face.
Yeah.
So if you just get it out of
You
the
would
way.
look there. If you would hang here, you would look down, indeed.
Okay. It's pretty cool. I like the idea you're going for here. This is quite fun. A lot of near misses, close calls. Wow. Very cool. Much better than the last coaster in terms of thrill factor.
Yeah.
I like how close we are getting to everything here.
Yeah.
That's quite a fun flying coaster. Okay. Let's just take an overarching look at things. I think we've been everywhere. Main path brings us up around there. Yep, we've definitely seen it all. Let's take a look at it at night. Quite a heavy glow. I think it's just the amount of torches that you have. That if you reduce them, it would probably be a little more subtle. We didn't see this guy. I don't think that's a very fitting ride for this, though. It's like the only neon flashing lights you have in your whole park.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I tend to take the say everything and leave nothing for you for noticing that, so I gotta be more mindful. I'll let you give your thoughts on this, and then I'll say everything that you forgot or whatever. Yeah, just go.
All right. Well, the coaster was fun. I really felt like a hawk or some bird of prey or something flying through the city and through buildings and stuff. It was pretty nice. Yeah, all those near misses were really cool. Nice, smooth, I guess. Yeah, it was pretty nice coaster. And overall, the park, I sort of see this, what you're going for. Although I would have loved to see a bit more variation in the buildings, maybe. Like, yeah, try to add a bit more diverse trims and stuff. Would have been cool. See, Viking wasn't the first thing I would think of when I saw the park from top down.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, and maybe that flat ride you have on the left. Maybe when I think of Vikings, you know, they're known for traveling by boat, you know, by ship. So maybe add like a ship in there instead of the alien. What is it, like the fleshy ride on the left? I don't know what that one is called, but it's almost like an alien ship landing or something. Yeah, maybe something like that would be cool.
And to add to what you say about the buildings, when you first open it up, you don't think Viking, and that's because Viking has a very distinct build style. So if you just Google Viking buildings, you'll see a lot of peaks, points, high arched roofs, and angles. Almost, I can't really think of many cases where they have all their all these buildings are round. Yeah, they have some cases like that, but a lot of them come to peaks and angles, and you get a lot of dynamic shapes that come together at tips, and we're not seeing that almost on any of these buildings. So they're feeling a little bit more like barn top roofs than, you know, Viking longhouses and stuff. So you definitely should do a little bit more research on like the angles of Viking rooftops and how they come together. And I think one person to go look at would be Wix. He's done a whole bunch. He did a whole Dania section with a Viking part in it, and you can take some inspiration from his workshop and see what he's done for that and what other people. And then also, you know, Google's your friend for helping you get the ideas in your mind, but putting it together in Planet Coaster and what pieces you're going to go about doing that is where it gets a little bit harder. And I think Wix has done a pretty good job at recreating a lot of Viking style buildings. So you might want to take a look at what other people have done to try to represent that. And as I mentioned, with the style that you got going here, and even the way Wix has done his buildings, he doesn't custom build everything. And there are pieces that can help you in Planet Coaster where if you have a straight wall, you don't need to custom build all of the pieces with individual singles and single panels and stuff. I noticed with some of these buildings, like every single board was made, you know, like I think there are pieces in Planet Coaster that can do just fine. And then the dressing that goes on top of that, you can do custom, right? And then it makes it look and feel custom.
Yeah, for example, if you choose like plank walls, you choose to add maybe loose planks over it to add more texture instead of making the whole wall out of beams.
Individual planks, exactly. Yeah, try to like basically fake it and then cover it up, just to make it look a little bit more complex rather than doing it by scratch, because when you do it from scratch, you get this repetition going and it doesn't look quite right, because not every single plank in a build looks the same, and you need to somehow break that up. And unless you're randomizing it a little bit, it's going to come across as a little bit of an eyesore. So with that said, like I do see a lot of beginner and builder qualities showing through here. Like one thing we clearly ask for in the rules of how do you submit a creation that is advanced quality and above is not anything repeating itself. Like the trees all repeat itself around the outside. These trees repeat itself on the outside. All these rocks repeat itself down the side. All these torches repeat itself down the side. There's no, like, it's just copy paste, no rotating, duplicating, no variation, no other colors, nothing else mixed in along the way. And as a result, it looks a very beginnerish. And as a quality bar standard, we want to set the things to advanced quality. And I think everybody here is capable of swapping out a tree or rotating a tree. And that's why we've given those direct rules. But I think you've more than made up for it by having a interesting looking coaster with some interesting builds. And you're trying to achieve these custom builds, these custom buildings. You're aiming for expert with the things that experts do, but I still think you're trying to build on the fundamentals of what a builder does, if that makes sense. So I think maybe trying to focus how can you create a Viking building without custom pieces? Go for that first. Then look to give that to someone like Wix, and he can help tell you how to dress that up. And I think you can create a custom Viking building that's not 3,000 objects, right? And then once you've kind of figured out those principles, then you can keep layering it on them on. When you spend all this time hand placing all these things one by one, you develop bad habits. I grab my rock, I duplicate it, right? I just spam it all the way down. I grab my torches, I spam it all the way down. I grab my trees, and then you keep doing that, and you're developing bad habits that a beginner would do at the same time trying to simulate custom masterful builds with these dynamic roofs and interesting pieces. So I'm seeing a lot of effort from you, and that's why I still decided I think this is worth a feature, and the coaster looked really interesting. So I think what you need to do is break some of the bad habits, create variation, avoid repetition, and then start from the basics. Try to make some really cool builds that aren't 6,000 pieces and see how you can dress those up. And I think you'll find somewhere in the middle ground where you go, oh, I don't need to do this from scratch. I'm going to use this piece. It shortcuts me, and I know how I can dress it up later. And you'll build more efficiently in the end, leaving you more time to, paint your pathways down here, add some weeds and rocks, put some gradient fall off between the water and the rocks, some reeds along the sides, and really start hitting home on those little details that really take a lot of time because of the randomness and the diligence that it takes to make it look natural, right? And when you do all those things, it's going to come together, and you're going to look at it and go, wow, that looks realistic because of the randomness of nature, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope that's a good feedback for you, but definitely try to avoid these repetitive things in the future, and then save yourself some time to focus on the smaller things, and I think that'll go a long way. But again, I commend you on these really cool, complicated builds, trying to do something different, and it looks really neat. Some of these perspectives are pretty darn awesome. So I hope I wasn't too hard on you, but I hope I was able to provide you some good feedback. It's been a long day, so if you guys have anything to add to that, let that ginger one know down in the comments below. This was Volsana. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.
Doei.